gentleman is Conrad Ess, and he's working on smart green recruiting and has a couple of new ideas. Welcome, of green technology staffing.
Thank you. So, thank you for having me here. I'm from Green Technology Staffing. We are in the business of finding the right people for green technology companies. And people are key, we all know that. The companies we serve are in green tech, they are in e-mobility, they are in smart grid. This is what we are focused on because we want to help to save the world. And our aim and our mission is to activate a lot of people to come into green technology. We go out and want to make this thing happen and make them join the green technology. Because without the right people, we all know that the green economy just won't happen. And we are here because, as a recruiting service provider, that's one thing. But this year, we're not just here as a recruiting service provider, but we're also here as a startup because we want to lift up the traditional recruiting into the crowd, into recruiting 2.0. And we think, because I often hear, well, you are operating in a nice niche. And if you see the share of green technology with a gross domestic product and compare it to other industries, we're not in a niche anymore. That's, I think it's a very reasonable and big market. And you all know what makes this green technology grow. It's the big mega trends like globalization, like the climate change, like urbanization, and there are 6 lead markets within the green technology that really make the whole green economy grow. And we as Green Technology Staffing, where are we today? What is our footprint? Typically, we make placements very technical, like fuel cell specialists, and we help the people to find new talent for the ones who build the battery pack for the electric smart. We help Siemens to build their e-mobility team. But we also have very small and startup companies within our client portfolio. We also do something in green IT. IBM asked us to help them find some specialists for energy-efficient data center. We're in wind power, we're in solar, we're in energy management. This is a lot of different technologies that we are touching from the HR perspective. And well, we operate out of Germany, but we have done placements also internationally in North Africa, in the Philippines, Switzerland, Austria. Funny how these things happen sometimes. But we have a lot of opportunities, with that big green technology market, we had 1,400,000 people in Germany working within the green tech industry and within these 6 lead markets. And as we see, well, there's a lot of work to do and a lot of people to bring into this industry. And we have a footprint in 4 of these 6 lead markets. And so we think about how can we help more? How can we help better for the companies? And this is when it comes to the internet stuff of that, because we think the share economy will dramatically change the business model of recruiting. And we thought about this. We know in 15 years from now, you won't have these traditional recruiting companies anymore. So I asked my friend Al. Al is one of these guys. He's always top-notch. He always knows about the latest stuff. And 1.5 years ago, we were sitting there and I said, well, Al, what do you think? How will the whole thing develop? And he said, well, Conrad, I think crowdsourcing will be the next big thing. And this is why we packed our bags and we flew to New York and met this guy at the Reworking conference. He organized that conference, and we met great companies there like Crowdflower or like CrowdTwist, all these companies that shake industries by bringing in crowdsourcing into the usual business models. And so we also have a chance to have a workshop with Sean Abrahamson, with that guy. This is how it looks like if you work together with these people on these new concepts. And it really took me a while to think into this crowdsourcing thing. But after that, I knew, okay, the future of recruiting will be in participative value creation. It will be a co-creation, it will be a peer production, and we will have to make an end-to-end solution to find an outstanding and unique participant experience. And to show you a little bit what that whole crowdsourcing is about, you think of a brainstorm. You all know what a brainstorming is. People sitting together, bringing their ideas on the table, and at any time, the hippo, the highest paid person's opinion will decide. And think now if you can do a brainstorm on a much larger extent. If you could do it as a crowd storm. Many people bringing ideas to the table. And this is, on our HR perspective, you know, if somebody says, we need somebody for a very critical position, senior management sits together and they think about who might be the right person for that. Do you know somebody who might do that job? And so if you think, and often enough, out of these rounds come very, very good placements. They say, well, I got an idea, I know somebody who can do that. And, but think about that, if you can bring that on a much larger scale. Many people thinking about who might be the right person for this position. And so you say, now I know what he's talking about. He's talking about a job referral platform. You know, refer a job, earn some money. There are lots of platforms trying to do that right now, trying to do that crowdsourcing job referral thing. But all these platforms, they only do, through the whole recruiting value chain, they only do one step, and that's the referral. And everybody who is involved in hiring people and in recruiting knows this value chain, you know, it takes mostly 3 months. You know, from the first, this is the guy we need, until you really sign a contract. And this is why we need an end-to-end solution. We need this whole process managed all through the value chain by the crowd. And there's another thing with the job referral platform, that it's all about money. Yeah? It's always saying, hey, I need a good SAP programmer. Here are a lot of people. Who of you could refer one to me? Huh? Hands up. There's money involved in this operation. Nobody? At least one. So you see, it's just about money, but you're doing nothing good. You can earn some money, but you don't get any reputation for that. So within your peer network, nobody will say, hey, you did such a good job. You really got me that SAP programmer. And also in your family, you know, do you think your mother-in-law will say, hey, you did something so very good. You really did a good referral. Or your brother-in-law, would he say that? And this is what we do different, because we want to engage people to come to us, to work with us on placements, to change the world, to change the future of our children. And so this is why we say, this is why we do what we do. We want to change something. And So if you are really willing to join us with that, I'm happy to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Did you already start software development for your new green crowd recruiting platform?
We did the first steps, but right now we're doing a little bit of an offline version of the whole thing to make it work a little bit.